Good morning, everyone. I'm starting to record about our lesson in the purposive communication. Okay, today we will be continuing with our lessons, which will be written, no, or which will be a part of your publication for the group requirement. So we won't be getting much longer in terms of trying to navigate uh, the importance of purposive communication. The best thing to do is really is to be very very specific, no. For today's lesson we'll be talking about using tool for technology, no. So last time, just in review, we had about culture and we had about communication and technology. So this time we're going to use to discuss about using tools for technology. So let's discuss first what is multimedia. Okay, I hope those who are assigned to write this article or who will be in charge of doing this requirement will be paying attention and take notes of the things that will be discussed. So when we talk about multimedia, it is a content that uses combination of different content forms, no? So in text, audio, images, animations, video, and different content. So technically, when you talk about multimedia, it's in the word already, no? Multi. So when you talk about media, these are talks about different medium, no? Different types of medium. The singular is medium. So we will know later on ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng multimedia, no? So a transparency, for example, also known as a view foil or view graph, is a thin sheet of transparent flexible material, typically cellulose acetate, into which figures can be drawn, no? These are then placed on an overhead projector. I think this is an old technology technically. So, uh, right now, when you talk about LCD, no, so you just have to connect it into your laptop, and everything else goes into the screen, no. But before, they use transparency. So when you talk about transparency, it's like a sheet of paper, but it's in a transparent color. So you draw some lines in there, and whatever you draw in the transparent, in the sheet of transparent paper, it is being flashed on the screen, no? So, this system is already been changed, no? This is just in passing. And another one is videos. Is It is an electronic medium for the recording, copying, or playback, broadcasting, and displaying of moving visuals in different media. No, so I think generally you know what video is. So these are pictures that are moving. So these are visuals that are moving. When you talk about sound recording and reproduction, is an electrical, mechanical, electronic, or digital inscription. It has sounds, no? But in this case, it has to be very crispy. Something that you record or you maybe distribute these sounds for understanding or comprehension. Okay? So let's discuss the characteristics of multimedia presentation. So according to this, it should be visually oriented. Means that one is stimulated and or learns best by what one sees. So technically, multimedia is supposed to convince you on something. It is something that will make you clarified. It is something that will make you understand, no? So in education, some people respond best to reading something in print, no? Like for example, teachers are using now visual aids, no? Teachers are using pictures because they wanted to really show to their learners what they mean when they say this is the process of photosynthesis, for example. This is the process of how you get records from the registrar and etc. No, so that's a visual oriented. Second characteristic is using different modalities. No, so you have text, you have audio, you have graphics. So in text, basically these are the body of matter in a manuscript, book, newspaper, notes, appendices. So technically, when you talk about text, these are words, no? These are sentences, and this kind of symbols through letters, no? When you talk about audio, over relating to sound, so basically it's a reproduction of sound. So high fidelity in reproduction, it talks about the clarity, no? It's a technical term for recording. So you have here graphics, a product of graphics, arts as drawing or a print, no, or a computer generated image. In short, this is the visual already. This is the visual. Okay. Another thing is photograph, a picture or likeness obtained by photography. Animation, the presentation of animated cartoons, for example. Then video, a digital recording of an image or set of images. No, just like in cartoons, for example, if you know some people who are very very good in cartooning, these are sets of pictures made by hands, no, yung mga cartoons. Then they combine them to form moving imagery, no. So, in summary, this topic is about the effect of technology in communication, and how it helps us, no. So, technically, for me, I don't know with you, maybe there are different types of how multimedia gets attention from its audience. But of course, definitely, if I just flash you pure text versus pure video, you would be watching videos over text, no? So it's kind of boring. Uh, it does not awaken your senses, no? Okay. So there are 8 steps in making effective multimedia presentation. These are self-explanatory. The first is know the purpose of the presentation, know the audience, gather information, use variety of resources, do not forget to cite sources, organize the information, and check technical issues, and be creative. Now, for this part, what article am I expecting from you? So this is the third person who will be doing their article. I want you to write it should be experience based, no. Maybe you can interview uh, experts in doing multimedia. We have some people in the school, no. Maybe you can talk to them via messenger, or people you know in the past, no. Maybe your former teacher, basically. And you interview them based on these eight steps in making effective multimedia. For example, sir, you can ask them, sir, can I ask you questions on how to make an effective multimedia presentation? So this will be like an interview article, no? So you get one person. I hope you can get a person that is technically savvy, no? He knows how to do multimedia presentation, and you ask him or her questions about these 8 steps. Halimbawa, you will ask, Sir, uh, what do you think are the best steps, no, in making multimedia presentation? So the person that you are going to interview might have some other forms, no, of doing effective multimedia presentations. But you can ask him different questions. How many questions? Maybe 5, or tips, no, on how to make effective presentation. But when you ask questions, kasi sometimes our interviewee, the person that we asked, they may have a different steps in making effective multimedia presentation. If you think that you need this guide, then use this guide, no. What we want to happen is that within 300 words, you are able to make an article. I assume these are enumerated paragraphs on making effective multimedia presentation. So, it's basically, if you would notice, you're going to make an article about multimedia presentation which will be part of your publication. So make sure that together with this article are good visual aids on how to make steps, no. So it's up to you where you can get the visuals or graphics, no, to make parang procedures or steps. Okay? So this article, before we go to to the other article, is about steps in making effective multimedia presentation. You can have another title, but it's about steps in making effective multimedia presentation.